Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. So if you haven't heard, there was 3 friends that were apparently found frozen to death in a 4th friend's backyard a couple weeks ago in Kansas City after a Chiefs game. We learned that there was a 5th friend involved. Well, now the mystery over the 5th friend at Chiefs gathering where the 3 were found frozen to death in the backyard. Let's find out. A 5th friend has come forward claiming he was present at the Kansas City Chiefs watch party that resulted in 3 men freezing to death in their pal's backyard, and has revealed new details about the trio's final hours. The 5th person, who has not been named publicly, had joined the group, which included the 3 men and the tenant of the home, their 4th friend. The 5th person, who has not been named publicly, had joined the group, which included the 3 men at Jordan Willis's Kansas City rental on January 7th to watch their hometown team play the last regular season game. The man told the outlet that when he left the home, Willis and the 3 other friends were still awake. The man also stressed that he was not the last person to see the 3 men alive before they froze to death in Willis's backyard and went unnoticed for 2 days. The 5th individual has arrived at the house at about 7 p.m. and left about midnight, his attorney Andrew Taug said. When his client left, the 4 other men were up watching Jeopardy, indicating that the 3 victims were still alive in the early hours of Monday, Taug added. Taug's version of the events contradicts Paserno's statement, which insists that Willis saw his 4 friends out at the end of the night and then went to sleep on the couch. Paserno also said several times that Willis, who allegedly slept on the couch for the next 2 days, unaware that his 3 friends were frozen in the backyard, only received messages via Facebook Messenger and did not get texts or calls, Fox 4 noted. According to Taug, however, the client received a text from 2 of the victims' mother and fiance, both asking about their loved ones. Their concerns prompted Taug's client to text Willis and Johnson, but did not receive a reply, the lawyer alleged. Paserno declined to comment on the discrepancy. And then I also had this short interview that I wanted to show you guys.
Weeks after 3 bodies were found in the backyard of a Northland home, there are more inconsistencies tonight. The families now more frustrated and upset than they've been thus far. Welcome to Fox 4 News at 9. I'm Christelle Bell.
And I'm John Holt. It was first on Fox 4 last night. The man who lived at the home has moved out, plus the fact that there was a 5th person at that home. Tonight, only on Fox 4, we're learning more about that night from that man and his lawyer. Fox 4's Malik Jackson, who broke the story, joins us live from police headquarters downtown. Malik, they're flat out disputing the account of what we've heard so far.
John and Christelle, I spoke on the phone with that 5th man, and he said without hesitation he was not the last person to see these 3 men alive. That is a claim that Jordan Willis's attorney made last night, that today he is walking back. The attorney for this 5th man says his client left the home just after midnight, and when he left, all 4 men were still there. They were still awake, and they were watching TV.
It's just cover up. Something's wrong with the picture.
Jim McGinney, the uncle of Clayton McGinney, is upset, frustrated, and to this point displeased as the story of what happened on that Sunday night in the Northland gets less clear and more foggy by the day. John Paserno, the attorney for the man who lived at the home, has had an evolving story since Friday. First, he said the 5th person was still there when the 3 men died. He would change his tune in a News Nation interview hours later.
Before he fell asleep, they were going to leave. He actually escorted them to the door, said their goodbyes, opened the door. He went back on the couch and he crashed.
That statement running contrary to what Paserno told us just hours before. In an exclusive conversation with Fox 4, the 5th man's attorney, Andrew Taug, tells us his client arrived at the home around 7 p.m. He left just after midnight, and when he left, all 3 men and Jordan Willis were alive and watching Jeopardy! Taug says his client then received a text from Clayton McGinney's fiance and Ricky Johnson's mother on Tuesday, inquiring about their whereabouts. At that point, he texted Willis and Johnson. He never got a response. That's another inconsistency. Willis's attorney said his client never received any text, just messages through Facebook. We contacted Paserno about this, and he declined to comment.
Man up. Man up. Now tell us what happened. He knows. He has to know. He's a grown man too. He has to know what happened.
Tausch tells us that his client is upset and sad, and he just wants answers as to what happened to his friends. At last check, KCPD is still waiting on the medical examiner to determine a cause of death. Christelle.
All right, Malik, you mentioned wanting answers. Have police interviewed this fifth person? Do you know?
We know that they made contact with him in the days after these bodies were discovered. Over the last few weeks, though, they have made contact back with KCPD, but an interview with this fifth person has still yet to be completed. And as for McGeeney's family, they say since this all happened, they haven't heard a mumbling word from police.
Okay, so the mystery grows even more. I mean, this story is just so wild. Now we have two conflicting stories, one from each of the attorneys of the individuals that actually made it out of that night alive. We'll just have to continue to hope for a thorough investigation and wait for the toxicology reports and autopsies and all that stuff to come back, which we're also looking forward to. And if you agree with that, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.